Here we go. We're on the road again. Who needs an intro when we've got that?
I'm here for the entertainment.
And you bring it every time. I'm hoping that my Audacity doesn't do the thing where it's possessed.
I don't know. I feel like I'm the one who possesses it.
We can't. I love that. But we can't. I feel like it's the Ouija board that I have hanging on my wall. But we can't tolerate that right now. And I don't have the capacity.
We don't have the tolerance for that shit.
We can't right now. So it just happened. It just
happened. It said fuck you and did it, didn't it?
All right. Fucking rude. So now I got to hold it in place. Anyway, welcome back to Oddities, friends. I'm Cassie.
I'm Kelly.
And welcome back to Strangetown. Yada-da-da-da-da. And as per usual, all of the fun stuff is in the description. Links to our social media, links to our merchandise, links to our Patreon, links to our website. However you want to support us, we thank you for doing so. Even if that means just leaving a happy, positive review and not calling us intolerable, prattling cows. That'd be nice, too.
Yep. And you know what? You should really join our Patreon because...
You should.
There's fun surprises on there.
There are. It is... The Patreon every week is a... Like, if you think this is a fucking mess, like, just... And you need double the mess every week...
Join the Patreon.
You can join that. And you can do so for as low as $1. Month.
You're
if
so
you want to
good
be able
at
to
that.
see. Am I really? Thank you. Maybe I should just like change my line of work and become just like a special effects vocal Well, I watch a lot of those people on TikTok that do like the, like footstep sounds. I'm forgetting what there's like a title for them and I'm forgetting.
Foley artists.
Thank you. Yes. What a cool job.
Such a cool job.
Yeah. Right? Like, so fun. Anyway, how's my birthday? Did you do your test?
I did when we were having technical difficulties.
Me too.
Beforehand. I was like, I'm getting this out of the way now because I needed to make sure my audio actually wasn't messed up. And your bestie's good. I got a very good night's sleep, as you know.
Yes.
As you know I will say this from the Patreon, my husband has a new report time, so this is like my new normal, getting up this early.
Thriving.
So 6 days out of the week, I will be getting up this early. Sundays is my sleep-in day, and by sleep-in day, I'll probably only sleep in until probably 6:30 or 7 o'clock, because...
Crazy. That's my sleep-in, is 7 o'clock.
Yeah, like, any later, then I'm just groggy and angry.
There you go.
So yeah, that's my news.
That's the latest and the greatest.
Oh, we went to Disney this week. That was...
Yes, there it is.
It was fun. It was interesting.
It was interesting.
Well, so here's the thing. We specifically wanted to go this week because the Haunted Mansion is closing next week for an entire year.
What? That's like one of the best rides.
It is one of the best rides. It's one of my favorite rides. It's one of my kids' favorite rides. So, we had to get it in one last time.
Oh my god!
And,
I can't tell you what Kelly.
I had to do that one.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you want to know what I'm doing, you need to go see the Patreon. Anyways,
you have to go to Patreon.
So, it was a colossal letdown, unfortunately, and I actually had to make a complaint to guest services because,
oh my god,
they were so focused on shoving as many people on the ride as possible that safety went out the door. And
oh, Jesus.
There's this bit when you get onto the ride, there's like an elevator that drops you down so that you get to the ride. And they say, drag your bodies to the center of the room. And they didn't do that. And they were just shoving people on the ride. And people were so stupidly fucking loud that you couldn't even hear the commentary of the ride, which sucks. And
people are garbage, as we know.
Yeah. And then, the elevator doors open and unfortunately, one of my children got kicked, and I got slammed against a wall and hit the side of my face. So that just wasn't fun. Because, again, safety wasn't a priority here. It was just get as many people on and off this ride as possible.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I'm surprised there was even a lot of people there. You did so well on going, like...
Well,
you went on, like, a Tuesday.
Yeah, there wasn't actually a lot of people there, but there was a lot of people trying to get on this ride.
Right, they were just being assholes. Yeah. Right. Okay.
So...
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah, so that was, like, the only downside of the day, but other than that, it was a really good day. We found out my children hate cotton candy.
Oh.
Like, it was
I mean, that's a good thing. It's like 100% sugar anyway.
Yeah, it was hilarious, though, because I was like, gosh, I could really go for cotton candy. And then the oldest was like, can I have some cotton candy? And we're like, yeah.
My God.
Handing him cotton candy, because I was not going to let them put their hands in the cotton candy. I was feeding it to them like birds, right?
That's right.
They're both, after like 2 bites, were just like, no. And then
it's not for everybody.
It occurred to us, though, they don't actually have a lot of sugar in their diet.
Yes, right.
So
we're like, was like overwhelming.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, we messed up there. My bad.
That's all right. Corey doesn't like cotton candy either. I used to love it, but I suspect with all the work that I've been doing on like my sugar and everything,
you'll go into a coma.
Yeah, like I suspect that I wouldn't like it as much now. I must say, though, back in the day when I loved cotton candy, it's only the blue cotton candy.
I have to say, it's been decades since I've had cotton candy, and you know what? It did not taste good. It
didn't slap.
It tasted very different. Like there was an actual flavor to it, and it was just not. Okay. It didn't.
Wow, way to go, Disney. Fucking slamming people against walls and then giving them fucking shitty cotton candy. So fuck you, Disney.
Yeah. So there you go.
I said what I said. Wow. Okay. So what a joyride that was. Other than that, though, I think you guys had a great day, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. We got there right at open, and we stayed 12 hours and headed home, and literally straight to bed.
Did your body hurt? I feel like after a day like that.
Yeah, the next day I was pretty sore, and then it was like I bounced right back. So
there she is, Miss America. Good for you. Yeah. Well, I mean, Haunted Mansion aside, it sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for you. From my side of the equation, this week was so much, and we're gonna just leave it at that and truck along. I can't say how happy I am to be doing this with you this morning. It's been a very nice boost on my mood, and today is date day. Corey and I, well, if the roads are clear enough, we're gonna go on our monthly date. We're going to a museum.
Oh, that's exciting! What kind of museum?
It's a like a Pennsylvania museum.
Oh, I dig that.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. I love museums. Growing up, museums were my jam. I thought a long time about being like a museum curator, that type of thing. Mm-hmm. So they're just like peaceful and fun and educational. What more could you ask for?
Yeah.
You know, and you get to look at cool shit. I'm a pretty visual person, so love me some.
I love that.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. And then this weekend I'm also going to work on we do donations a couple times a year, so it's time to get the first donations of the year ready and put together. So that's kind of the latest and greatest there. I will say this. We've had a lot of snow this week, and this is what happens when you hit it. When you hit a certain age. I shoveled. Corey was out of town one day this week, and so I was shoveling, and I'm going on day 4 where I can't move my left shoulder.
Oh no.
I did something. It's not good. So
it's time to invest in a snowblower or like, I don't know, a blowtorch?
You got it. Let's do that one. I want that one. I want the blowtorch. Yeah. So, this is what happens when you hit a certain age, kids. That's all. You got to do your calisthenics and your warm-ups before you fucking shovel. So yeah, we have a very fun episode for you today, methinks. You said you would like to go second and wrap up with yours, correct? Okay. So we're not at our usual 13, but we're going to rock and we're going to roll. I have something from honorary cousin Michael. Thank you, honorary cousin Michael.
Thank you, honorary cousin Michael.
Honorary cousin Michael sent like a handful of great topics, so there's going to be many coming up. Actually, I think the next several episodes are from several different cousins. And I mean like cousins in quotation marks because they're not all actual cousins.
And there's one that honorary cousin Michael sent that I actually want to cover. I'm very excited about it.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Yeah. Love that. Okay, so I today, and this speaks to my archaeological heart, I'm covering King Tut's curse.
Oh.
I love a curse. And not just curse words. You know, we know that, but... So I am covering King Tut's curse. So, as we know, mummies in movies are known for essentially two things. Money and some sort of a curse that brings treasure hunters to, like, some sort of gruesome bad end. But, like, Hollywood didn't really invent, like, the curse concept or whatever. So the mummy's curse first enjoyed worldwide acclaim after the 1922 discovery of King Tutankhamun's tomb in the Valley of Kings near Luxor, Egypt. From here on out, he will just be King Tut because I can't with the name. So, when Howard Carter opened what was essentially a small hole to peer inside the tomb at treasures hidden for what had been like 3,000 years, he also unleashed a global passion for ancient Egypt. At this point, everybody was like, holy hell, me oh my, this is some crazy shit. And I'm all aboard that train, if I'm being honest. So, Tut's glittering treasures, like, they made big headlines. People were like, this is lit. And especially following the opening of his burial chamber. And that was February 16th, 1923. And so did, sensationalistic accounts of subsequent death of expedition sponsor Lord Carnarvon. In reality, Carnarvon died of blood poisoning. And only 6 of the 26 people present when the tomb was opened died within a decade of them opening the tomb. Carter, surely any curse's prime target, lived actually until 1939, which was almost 20 years after the tomb's opening. But while this pharaoh's curse might actually lack any kind of a bite around this, it hasn't really lost the ability to fascinate audiences, which could be how it sort of originated in the first place. So, the birth of the curse itself, let's talk about this. Late Egyptologist Dominic Montserrat conducted a pretty heavy-duty search and concluded that the concept began with a strange striptease in 19th century London. Oh. Bet you didn't see that shit coming. No. Surprise, bitch. I know.
Out of left field.
Out of left field. Here we go. So, he says that, quote, my work shows quite clearly that the mummy's curse concept predates Carnarvon's Tutankhamun discovery and his death by 100 years. Montserrat told, a publication in an interview, a handful of years before his death. And so it goes that he believed that a lively stage show, is what they're calling it, in which real Egyptian mummies were unwrapped, inspired first a writer and then subsequently several others to pen these tales of, mummy revenge. So they're calling it a striptease because they were just, unwrapping the mummies, which is, by the by, so disrespectful and rude.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, the thread of this was even picked up by Little Women author Louisa May Alcott in her nearly unknown volume, Lost in a Pyramid, or The Mummy's Curse. And this guy, Montserrat, says that his research not only, confirmed that there is, of course, no real ancient Egyptian origin of this mummy's curse concept, but more importantly, that it reveals that it didn't originate in the 1923 press publicity about the discovery of Tut's tomb either. Meanwhile, another Egyptologist, Salima Ikram, at the American University in Cairo, and also a National Geographic Society grantee, believes that the curse concept, very contrastingly, did exist in ancient Egypt as part of this, primitive, security system, if you want to look at it that way, right? or like an early security system, I guess I should say. So she notes that some mastaba, which are like early non-pyramid tombs, walls in Giza and Saqqara were actually inscribed with, quote, curses meant to terrify those who would like desecrate or try to rob like these royal resting places. And in her research, it says that they tend to threaten desecrators with divine retribution by the council of the gods, or a death by crocodiles, or lions, or scorpions, or snakes, or what, insert like horrific thing of your choice here. Now, in some recent years, and this is the part of my research that I actually really enjoyed the most because it speaks to my little biologist heart. In some recent years, some have suggested that the Pharaoh's curse is actually biological in nature, or like maybe even biochemical. Could sealed tombs actually house pathogens that could be considered dangerous or even deadly to those who open them after thousands of years, especially people like Lord Carnarvon with weakened immune systems? So, the mausoleums house not only, of course, the dead bodies of humans and animals, but also foods that, had been given to provision them in the afterlife. Lab studies have shown some ancient mummies carried mold, including Aspergillus niger and Aspergillus flavus, which can cause congestion or bleeding in the lungs.
Oh.
Lung-assaulting bacteria such as Pseudomonas and Staphylococcus could also grow on the tomb walls. Pseudomonas, being the family, I believe that pneumonia is part of. Staphylococcus. Staphylococcus is a huge family full of a lot of things, even staph infections, that type of thing. But anyway, these substances make tombs sound dangerous, but scientists actually feel, okay, maybe they're not so dangerous. F. DeWolf Miller, who's a professor of epidemiology at the University of Hawaii at Manoa, actually agrees with Howard Carter's original opinion, which is, given the local conditions, Lord Carnarvon probably was safer inside Tut's tomb than he was outside. Upper Egypt in the 1920s was actually, not actually, this isn't really surprising. It's hardly what you would call sanitary. The idea that an underground tomb after 3,000 years would have some kind of crazy microorganism in it that could kill somebody 6 weeks later and make it look exactly like blood poisoning is, when you look at the science behind it, a little hard to believe. Mm-hmm. In fact, this epidemiologist says that he knows of no archaeologist or even a single tourist, for example, who has experienced any afflictions caused by tomb toxins. But like the movie Mummies, who invoke some sort of malediction to somebody, the legend of the mummy's curse seems destined to basically never die. The thing, so I think I think what a lot of this feeds into is just this idea of superstition around death as a whole, right? Looking at I don't believe in curses. I like the concept of them. I understand why, out of all the possible explanations, I love the whole toxin one just because science, but the science doesn't science there.
Yeah.
It's just fun to think about. I love the explanation of actually, what I don't like also is the whole let's unwrap mummies for people on stage. I don't like that, and I think that's fucked up. I like the concept of, hey, they did this as a preventative measure way back in time, and this is the best thing that they could come up with. Ooh, there's going to be a spooky Egypt believed in a lot of gods. They were a very devout sort of civilization in terms of that,
yeah.
And so I like the idea that's being put forward of, hey, no, this was actually just a preliminary security measure. There's not actually a curse. They're just trying to spook people off from being assholes and robbing graves and everything else. So that's where I sit firmly. I don't think that there's actually a curse. If you look at the timeline, people just they died over time from different things. It's just life, But that's my take. What do you think?
I think unwrapping things, you inhale things.
Yeah, you can inhale some crazy shit.
Yeah. I don't think that it's a curse, but I do think karma.
Yeah,
I don't think you should be touching things.
No, leave them alone unless you're trying.
Alone.
Yeah, I'm all for scientists examining the mummies, studying the mummies, learning about civilization, learning about, like, that's cool. But when we go and we try to, like, I don't know, it's just so disrespecting the dead. It's just so crappy.
Yeah, you wouldn't. How would you feel? Like, I would love for these people to just stop and think, how would they feel if their bodies were being excavated like this?
Yes, it's like disturbing. And like, I don't even know how this occurs to some people to be like, yes, this is the right thing to do. I should do this.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Just stop and think. Use your heads for just a minute, please.
Yes. You are I don't actually
very well-educated human beings. Think.
Like, yes, just stop. So like I don't think there's actually a curse. It was a lot of fun to read about. It's interesting. I mean, I'll give it that, like, Carnarvon, like, died not very, long after this whole thing, and it was blood poisoning, and like at the time I'm sure it was very like, ooh, weird, but I mean, it's like blood poisoning. Like, I mean, like, shit happens, and like people have died in even stranger ways. So, and other people, like key people on the expedition, like Howard, like he died like 20 years later. It's like just that. I don't think it was the curse. I think it was just like time. Like, it just happens,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, during all that excavating and everything like that, I think you've inhaled a lot of things you shouldn't have inhaled. I think you were exposed to things you should not have been exposed to. And then I think that related to a lot of your deaths.
Unwell.
Yeah.
Feeling unwell. Yeah, like it just kind of, it happens. So, yeah, I think that there's maybe a lot of it goes hand in hand. I don't think it's a curse. I think there's a lot of explanations for it. And but what I do think was it was a blast to research this, and it made my heart so happy because I love Egypt. I love ancient Egypt. I love all that stuff. So thank you, honorary cousin Michael. This was a fun one.
Yeah, that was I like that. That was interesting.
It was a good time. Yeah. Now, tell us. I'm so excited to hear about this.
This couldn't be any further from what you covered.
What I've just discussed. Okay, great.
I have the most ridiculous, I think this far, the most ridiculous cryptid we've ever talked about.
Oh, good.
On our podcast.
Because they really are so ridiculous, all of them. So this is just exciting.
I'm just going to preface this by saying this is going to be short, sweet, and to the point. I could not find a lot on this, but I couldn't pass it up. I could not pass it up from what I found.
This is just like a delectable little smidgen episode.
I'm covering the squonk.
The squonk? Even the name is stupid. I love this. Okay.
It's a folkloric creature. Reptila. It was believed to live in the hemlock forest of northern Pennsylvania.
Oh my god, here we are! Okay, very cool.
Legend of the Squonks originated in the late 19th century and the height of Pennsylvania's importance in the timber and hunting industry.
Interesting. Leave it to Pennsylvania to have the fucking squonk. Oh, okay.
The earliest known written account of squonks came from a book by William T. Cox called Fearsome Creatures of the Lumberwoods, with a few desert and mountain beasts. Doesn't that sound like something out of, like, Harry Potter?
It does. It sounds like a fake book name, and also Lumberwoods is so redundant. Like, Department of Redundancy Department. Like, Lumberwoods? Lumber is wood. Like, what are we... I love it.
The legend holds that the creature's skin is ill-fitting, covered with warts, that because it's ashamed of its appearance, it hides from plain sight and spends most of its time weeping.
Same. Oh my god. Check. It's me. I'm the squonk. Poor little buddy. Oh my god. How sad.
Hunters who have tried catching squonks have found out that the creature is capable of dissolving completely into a pool of tears and bubbles.
What a fucking reaction. I love that.
Especially when cornered.
Me too. What a way to get out of conflict. You just cry so hard, you just a puddle of tears.
Yep. A man named J.P. Wentling is supposed to have coaxed the creature into a bag, which when he carried it home, it suddenly lightened. Upon further inspection, he found that all that remained was liquid remains of the sad animal.
I want to hug it. How small is it if you put it in a bag?
You can't hug it. It'll just dissolve.
It'll just dissolve. It'll cry and just dissolve. Oh my god.
In 2015, a version of Fearsome Creatures by Hal Johnson, the squonk is physically and actually a pig.
A pig?
It's covered in warts.
It's Corey.
And has cauliflower ears covered in wax and hair. Its tusks are yellow and crooked, and its rheumy eyes weep constant tears. It has 4 legs, 3.5 if the right hind leg is transparent.
Oh, there's apparently. Like instances in which it's okay. Yep. All right.
Its fearsome aspect is its contagious misery.
Same. Oh my god. This poor little buddy.
I love it.
Contagious misery. I love that.
It apparently lives in the Pocono Mountains.
Oh, we were there for my bachelorette. Yep. Perfect.
This was probably my favorite little thing I found about it. This little, like, blurb. The squonk is a very retiring disposition, generally traveling about at twilight and dusk because of its misfitting skin, which is covered with warts and moles. It's always unhappy. Hunters who are good at tracking are able to follow the squonk by its tear-stained trail, for the animal weeps constantly. When cornered and escaped seems impossible, or when surprised and frightened, it may dissolve itself in tears.
Oh my god. I don't think I've ever related to something more.
Right?
It's like, this is it. It's just crying and it doesn't feel at home in its skin, and it's poor little friend.
It is hideous.
Oh my god. I need to look it up. Hold on. I need to stop holding my volume in place and I'm going to look it up.
I'll fix your volume. Just go look.
Okay. Let's see. Squonk. Oh my god. It looks like a little, oh my god, it's really bad. Oh, the poor thing. Okay, so it's just...
Oh, bless its heart.
I know, look at it. Poor baby.
So that is the squonk. I don't know if we can believe in the squonk, because, no one's ever been able to actually catch it.
I feel like the squonk is,
But I believe that maybe we can believe in it, because... why not?
Because here we are. We ourselves as squonks. I'm sad for it.
Dissolving I feel like tears.
This is dissolving into tears. This has got to be... I mean, this had to have stemmed from something.
Something, right?
I mean, obviously it looks like a pig.
Tell me why it reminds me of Eeyore.
It's
so sad.
Not in appearance, but by, like, the nature of it.
The nature of it is very Eeyore-like, correct?
It is, yes, it is Eeyore. I feel like this had to have come from something. And I'd be curious as to, I don't know. I mean, since it looks like a pig, I feel like somebody came across one fucked up pig, and they were like, look how fucking sad that pig is. And then it just became the squonk.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When I first came across the name, the squonk, I was expecting, like, something crossed with a skunk. But
like a squirrel skunk.
Yeah, but nothing. No accounts of that.
And behold, no.
Or, like, something with a very bad odor. But no, like, nothing, no sense, nothing comes up with an odor either. It's just a very sad creature.
Dissolving into a puddle of tears.
Yeah.
I I can't say I believe in the squonk, but I am intrigued.
But I relate with the squonk.
I relate with the squonk, and
yeah. Don't corner the squonk. Let the squonk be.
Leave it alone. Damn. A poor little friend. I want to hug it, but you can't.
Nope.
You're right. It'll dissolve.
It is said to believe if you come across a squonk, let them know how handsome they are, and walk away.
Oh, well, it's like I do with Hobbs all the time. I sing the Handsome Man song.
There you go. So if you come across a squonk, just sing the Handsome Man song and walk away.
That's
so it. Hug them with your words.
You know what? I like that. That's okay. We can do that because boundaries are cool. Like, we can respect that, you know? So, holy cow. That was not what I expected. What an episode.
What a bonus episode and what a regular episode. Come on, that was great.
This has been a wild morning. I love it. Wow. Well, I wonder if there's other, like, Pennsylvanian cryptids.
There are. I have a whole list coming up for you.
Do you? I covered hoop snakes a while back, and I know that's, like an Appalachia thing, and I know, like, part of, like, kind of into Pennsylvania and stuff. But, yeah, would love to hear more. I just don't even have words. So, I mean, this was great. Let us know if you believe in curses and squonks. It just sounds fake. Curses and squonks. Like, it's just, how do we even get here? And until next time.
Stay strange.